everyone, Pratima here, and today I am super excited because I am comparing two of the most talked about phones right now, the iPhone 17 and the OnePlus 15. If you're not aware, the iPhone 17 is selling insanely well. Apple says the demand is so high that it's actually breaking some of its recent sales records. And when I reviewed it back in September, I thought the iPhone 17 was going to be the phone of the year easily. But then OnePlus dropped this phone, the OnePlus 15, last month, and after using it for about a month now, I am getting the best Android experience and I am absolutely loving it. So if you don't want to spend full flagship money but still want a flagship phone, these two are easily the best options right now. Both phones bring so much to the table that choosing between them isn't nearly as straightforward as it used to be. In the last couple of years, the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 16 were honestly not all that exciting, but this year, this is going to be a proper battle. So let's not waste any more time and get this comparison started. Okay guys, let's start this comparison with the design, and right away when you put these phones side by side, they feel completely different in terms of their size. The iPhone 17 is a much smaller and lighter option here. It's super compact, super easy to use with one hand, and perfect for someone like me who has smaller hands and prefers a minimal pocket-friendly design. The OnePlus 15, on the other hand, feels like a bigger, beefier version of the iPhone 17 with a massive 7,300 mAh battery and, of course, a noticeably bigger display. But apart from the size difference, the overall aesthetics of these two phones are actually quite similar. They both have this flat, boxy design with rounded edges, metal frames, and a nice feeling matte finish on the back. So yeah, they both feel premium and solid when you hold them. They also both have a handy action button on the left side, which works great for quick shortcuts, and in terms of durability too, both have IP68 rating, while the OnePlus 15 also adds an advanced IP69K rating. But the iPhone 17 can survive up to 6 meters underwater for 30 minutes compared to 2 meters for 30 minutes on OnePlus. So yeah, it really depends on what kind of phone you prefer. If you want something compact, the iPhone 17 is the way to go. But for me, being completely honest, I think OnePlus has nailed the design this year. This new camera module looks pretty sleek, and despite being the bigger phone, the OnePlus 15 feels very well balanced as well. It does not feel anywhere as near as bulky as something like the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the Vivo X300 Pro, or the Oppo Find X9 Pro. OnePlus has used a smaller camera sensor to distribute the weight better, and it genuinely feels great in the hand. And I have to say, this black color variant of the OnePlus 15 that I'm using, it looks insanely good. In comparison, the iPhone 17 still carries the same design we saw on the iPhone 16. We also don't get that plateau style camera layout that the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max have. Okay, let's move to the front, and after years of memes and criticism about Apple sticking to 60Hz on the base iPhone, we finally get 120Hz refresh rate here. So overall, I have zero complaints about the iPhone 17's display. It's bright, the touch response feels great, the colors are excellent as you would expect from Apple, and everything finally looks and feels super smooth. But OnePlus 15's display, it's just better in every aspect. Even though OnePlus technically downgraded the resolution from 2K to 1.5K, the overall experience is simply better than what you get on the iPhone 17. Because of its 165Hz refresh rate, I can instantly feel the difference from opening apps, scrolling through menus. Everything feels more responsive and fluid on the OnePlus 15. Plus, the bigger screen also makes the entire experience more immersive, hence watching movies, gaming, or even basic browsing just felt more enjoyable on the OnePlus 15. OnePlus also says that they have used a dedicated display chip to improve the touch response, and yes, I definitely noticed that the touch experience is slightly better here compared to the iPhone 17. On top of that, we also get higher frequency PWM dimming, both HDR10+ and Dolby Vision support on the OnePlus 15, while the iPhone only supports Dolby Vision and does not offer high frequency PWM dimming. Anyway, I found both of these displayed to be getting super bright. In some conditions, the iPhone looks brighter. In others, OnePlus does. But overall, both are excellent outdoors. Both use LTPO panels to save battery. Both have super slim bezels and both offer great haptics. But again, OnePlus 15's haptics just feel stronger, more precise, and it's integrated so well throughout the UI. I can also adjust the intensity in settings, something the iPhone still does not allow, and OnePlus also gives far more color calibration options like natural, vivid, standard, plus full manual color temperature control. Apple does advertise an anti-reflective coating on the iPhone 17, but in real-life usage, it's nowhere as effective as what you get with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Anyway, the OnePlus 15's speakers is also slightly louder, but I found that the iPhone 17 has a more balanced output. It has a fuller audio with better bass and better mids, and overall it just sounds richer. Let me show you a demo. Okay, so which phone gives you the best experience when you're using it every single day? After using both side by side, I can confidently say that the OnePlus 15 absolutely demolishes the iPhone 17 this year. With the new Oxygen OS 16, OnePlus has nailed so many things. App opening is noticeably faster compared to the iPhone 17. It keeps more apps running in the background. The whole multitasking experience is smoother and more responsive here. Plus, if you compare the hardware between these two phones side by side, OnePlus is using the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 processor, whereas the iPhone 17 gets a slightly downgraded A19 chip. The Pro model has the A19 Pro with an extra GPU. So in terms of CPU, they're almost the same, but when it comes to the GPU, OnePlus is just so far ahead. And because of that, plus the 165Hz display on the OnePlus 15, gaming is just on another level. I can play almost all of the titles at 120 FPS, and some games even go up to 165 FPS. Meanwhile, on the iPhone 17, most games are capped at 90 FPS. PUBG Mobile, for example, only runs at 90 FPS on the iPhone. But on the OnePlus 15, I can play it at a smooth 120 FPS, and with some tweaks in the settings, I can even reach 165 FPS. Another advantage, and I guess this might not matter to everyone, but if you're someone who copies files from your SSD to your phone, the OnePlus 15 has USB 3.2 while the iPhone 17 still uses USB 2.0. Hence, the difference is night and day. And even in terms of AI, I think OnePlus is doing a much better job right now. AI on the iPhone is honestly embarrassing. It's just so limited. Siri can't even answer simple questions like when was the last time Lionel Messi scored a goal. But on OnePlus, we have Gemini built in, and it can handle all of those questions pretty easily. Even Circle to Search is much more intuitive on Android. Just tap and hold the bottom bar, whereas on the iPhone, you have to take a screenshot first, which is way less convenient. The Oxygen OS 16 also gives you tons of genuinely useful tools. There is the file dock feature, which I really use a lot. There is the AI writing assistant built right into the keyboard. I personally use it all the time to quickly improve my writing. On the iPhone, as basic as AI writing tool is limited to apps like Notes and Reminders only. Another feature I love, and I've been using this a lot recently on my OnePlus 15, it's called Mindspace. So with this button, I can long press to record voice memos, and I can single tap to take a screenshot. All of this gets stored, and I can directly ask Gemini about anything I have saved. It's not perfect exactly, but it's a good feature that could get better over time. Having said that, I don't mean to say that the iOS is bad, okay? It's still remarkably optimized. Apps like Messenger, Instagram, and Snapchat are really well optimized to run amazingly on the iPhone. But for me, Oxygen OS 16 just brings so many new features and quality of life improvements that it just feels exciting to use. Moving on, when it comes to battery life, once again, OnePlus absolutely crushes the iPhone. The OnePlus 15 packs almost double the battery capacity of the iPhone 17, and even though iOS is generally well optimized, the sheer size advantage results in much better endurance. With similar daily usage, I'm seeing about 30% longer battery life on the OnePlus 15, which is the iPhone 17 giving like 6 to 8 hours of screen on time, and the OnePlus 15 gives 10 to 12 hours of screen on time. Charging is another area where OnePlus is much better. We get a 120 watt charger right inside the box, taking the phone from 0 to 100% in about 40 minutes. In contrast, the iPhone maxes out at just 40 watt and takes more than 1 hour to fill up. Even wireless charging speeds are significantly faster on OnePlus, and if you own a car with faster wireless charging like I do, this could come really handy. Alright, now if you look at the tables, so far OnePlus has won in almost every major category, but when it comes to the cameras, I am a bit disappointed with OnePlus 15. Last year, I was pretty satisfied with the OnePlus 13's cameras. It wasn't flagship level exactly, but I felt that OnePlus had the potential to do better. But weirdly, with the OnePlus 15, they've actually stepped backwards. The camera sensors are downgraded, the Hasselblad partnership is gone, and their new Detail Max engine has not delivered the improvements I hoped for. Even after 2 to 3 software updates, the biggest issue I have with the OnePlus 15's cameras is still the color accuracy. In many of the instances, you will see unusual reds and greens that sometimes look overbearing. The iPhone, on the other hand, produces natural greens and blue skies, making its pictures more digestible with a true-to-life color palette. Even if you look at the ultra-wide images, iPhone's results are much wider and more color balanced. Like in this picture of the Ram Mandir, OnePlus has made the picture too warm and too yellow, while the iPhone handles the dynamic range and colors with much better discipline. To be fair, the OnePlus 15's main and ultra-wide images are not bad all the time. Sometimes I like the striking contrast it produces, and sometimes the punchy output also makes the photos look more lively than the iPhone, which you can see during the nighttime. The saturated output does make the images look good, and the sharpness in images is also nice. In fact, during the night, I mostly liked OnePlus's images better. But if we're talking about consistency, the iPhone 17 is simply more reliable as a point-and-shoot camera. And even in the selfie department, OnePlus is just weirdly off. As you can see, the skin tones are unnaturally red and the shadows get really messy. In comparison, the iPhone 17 gave me balanced, natural-looking results almost every single time. Even in the selfie videos, the iPhone 17 has much better dynamic range, more accurate colors, and much wider field of view thanks to the new 18-megapixel square sensor. Likewise, I don't want to spend too much time on videography from the rear cameras because in almost every situation, the iPhone 17 is just on another level. I consistently got smoother stabilization, better colors, faster lens switching, and overall far more reliable results. But there are a few areas where OnePlus actually stands out. Number one, I can record 4K 120 FPS videos, which is missing on the iPhone, and surprisingly, the footages are quite decent. Number two, with OnePlus, you get an extra 3.5x zoom lens with which the portraits taken at 3.5x look fantastic with better subject separation, better focus, and in about 90% of my tests, even better skin tones and edge detection compared to the iPhone 17. Not that iPhone's portraits are bad, but OnePlus's portraits just catch the eye, to put it simply. Similarly, zooming at 3x or more, the OnePlus 15 does a better job of maintaining details and sharpness in images. The iPhone 17 only has digital zoom, and you can clearly see it's struggling if you push it too hard. Also, with this 3.5x lens, I was able to capture some amazing macro shots like this picture of the droplets and leaves. The subject focus is on point, whereas the iPhone 17 can only shoot macros with its ultra-wide lens, which cannot pull out a lot of depth in the background. Alright guys, it's conclusion time, and here's the report card that I have put together. And the OnePlus 15 totally kills it in the design, display performance, battery life, and even the software. These are flagship level scores. But the weak spot here is clearly the camera. It's just a B- or B at best, and that stops the OnePlus 15 from becoming the ultimate all-rounder this year. On the other side, the iPhone 17 does not get an A+ in every category, but it scores consistently well across the board. It's balanced, reliable, and honestly the best value iPhone Apple has released since the iPhone 11. But let's be honest, most iPhone buyers aren't even watching comparisons versus Android phones. They are just going to pick up the iPhone this year. With the iPhone 17, they are going to be super happy with it. Now, coming back to the OnePlus 15, this phone could have been the phone of the year. It really could, but the downgrade in the camera compared to the OnePlus 13 was a bad move. Maybe that decision was intentional because Oppo wants to position the Find X9 series as their true camera flagship. So if camera quality is your true priority, the Find X9 is definitely the better pick. But if you want the best overall smartphone experience, best performance, especially while gaming, best battery life, and an incredible display, the OnePlus 15 is just so good to use every day. Alright everybody, that was all for our full detailed comparison of the iPhone 17 and the OnePlus 15. Which one would you go for? Do let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notifications icon. Saying this, I'm Pratima and thank you so much for watching.